What's going on YouTube? It's Maffu here, and yesterday apparently I leaked our allies and our matchmaking. I was doing a live stream and I thought this was public information, but apparently it's not. And hey, what are you gonna do? But got word from the king, he said it was chill, and boom, this is our matchmaking. As you guys know, we are in Fire Camp 3695 with our camp mates 82, 77, and 83. We are allied with Earth Camp with 3680, 3685, 3697 and 3684, and we're fighting Water and Wind Camp. Wind Camp has 3690, which I believe is the strongest kingdom in this KVK. As you can see, they have 1 billion less power, but the same exact KP as us, actually more KP than us. So that is by far the strongest kingdom in this KVK, with 94 as their camp mates, 91 and 74, allied with Water Camp with 3699, 3686, 3701 and 3676. Now in Water Camp, I don't think there's a super strong A seed. As you can see, all the other camps have a pretty big KP lead on Water Camp. Fire Camp is 95, Earth Camp is 80, Wind Camp obviously has 90. Now Water Camp doesn't really have anyone, but they do have 3686, which is a very strong kingdom that got some great migration. And I honestly did show it in another video, but I thought today we'll go through and we'll look at some of the camps here. And let's start off with Fire Camp. First and foremost, let's look at my kingdom, 3695. And looking at alliance, we have one alliance kingdom. Our main alliance has 10.5 billion. Now, I will say there are other accounts in the second alliance at the moment because we don't have slots in the main alliance. These accounts will probably get transferred over to the main alliance once we enter KVK and get more alliance slots. I believe you get up to like 160, 170, 180 during KVK, somewhere around there. So our alliance will get filled up, plus other camps can join your alliance once you get to KVK 4. So once we get a coalition going, a lot of the kingdoms in Fire Camp will end up joining our alliance too, at least the big players. But looking at our alliance, we have currently 205, almost 206 billion KP. Now, I don't know how much Wind Camp has, but I believe their alliance has 220. Someone correct me in the comments if I'm wrong on that. Looking at our individual powers, we have some big whales in this kingdom, of course. We have Sponge, and we actually looked at Sponge's gear the other day, and I'll quickly show one of his marches, his best march, his archers. I already showed this on live stream, so this is not leaking. But looking at his QSH, he has full crit gear minus the accessories, iconic 4 pants, iconic 5 weapon, which is crazy, iconic 3 chest plate, and iconic 4 helmet, and the armaments are the crazy thing. Let's quickly show his ID one more time before I show you these armaments, because this is actually absurd. And this actually makes me want to show more of his marches because he has more legendary inscriptions than what I'm going to show. But his ID is 192, never entered KVK 4, 0 autarchs. Let's take a look. Those are his archer armaments. Intrepid, Balance, Unstoppable, Hunter, 12.8, 13.5, 7.4 all damage. Guys, you realize how young this account is? Look at all these armaments. I'm clicking through them right now. What is this? That's insane. 4 legendary inscriptions on his archer march, and I'll show his infantry march, the march I lost to in the duel as well. On his infantry march, he has 2 more legendary inscriptions. 6 legendary inscriptions before entering KVK 4, 0 autarchs. That is crazy, guys. I have 1 legendary, and I got it from KVK 2 win. This guy is 6. That's just wild to me. If you look at his account age, it's so young. But yes, that's the individual powers. We have Sponge, Purple Lotus, of course, Rich Arab, LCM, Halix is up there, Rich Papa, Lee, Black. There's a lot of strong accounts in this kingdom. Now, I will say, once we look at 90 got a lot of sleeper accounts. And if you don't know what sleeping is, it's when you let that account go AFK for around 30 days, and then you can migrate it back to KVK 4. So if you don't log in for 30 days, you can bring an old account back to KVK 4, and they have a couple really strong sleeper accounts. Looking at KP really quick, we have Sponge, Purple Lotus, Piano Gaido, LCM, Black, Rich Papa, and this I believe is one of the sleepers that we got. Another sleeper that we got, Queen. But I'm pretty confident that this will be a good KVK, even though 90 is the strongest camp. Of course, I'll be able to show the leaderboards once we enter the map, but I believe this will be really fun, so stay tuned for this KVK. The next kingdom I want to check out is 90. This will be our main opponents, the strongest kingdom in the opposing camps, and honestly might have some familiar faces for you guys to recognize as well. Maybe in some previous videos on my channel. I've been in a lot of kingdoms with some of the people in 90. I've been in a lot of KVKs against some of the people in 90. So hey, let's take a look. Alright guys, welcome to 3690, and they made their whole kingdom blue minus two alliances, bro. They gotta change those 2 alliances. They're messing it up for everyone else, but that's kind of funny. Looking at the main alliance here, the alliance is called Immortal Shadow. They have Sorne. Now, I don't believe this is Sorne's original account. As you can see, the ID is very, very old. This is probably Joker's account. If you guys don't know Joker, it was Rem's account. Rem bought another account and migrated it back for KVK 2, I believe. Or what's it, KVK 3? I don't even know. He had another account called Joker, and it was a Garrison account. So that is now Sorne's account. But of course, we have Naef, another super young whale, 236 million power, 8.4 billion KP, 4 KVKs participated in. Look at these units killed, by the way. Very, very crazy stats, 29 million deads. And I believe he was rank 2 on the Autark leaderboard last KVK. So he definitely got a legendary inscription from that. We have Jet. I believe Jet migrated here in KVK 2, another 190 account. 224 million power, 6.4 billion KP. Very, very, very strong kingdom. 19 million deads. And then we have Rem. Of course, Rem was in 26 for a while. 155 million power, 6.3 billion KP. Very, very good stats here. 4 KVKs participated in. 24 million deads. Then we have Fenrir. Now this is an old account. This is the first of their sleepers. 107 ID, I think. 107. 122 million power, very, very strong account still, 17 billion KP, and 9 KVKs participated in, 5 Autarks. Now, this is probably an account that they purchased and migrated it back, which is a very, very strong strategy, as they have a ton of commanders. This account probably has 6 or 7 marches to run on the field, definitely 6 at least, because it's such an old account. So that's why sleepers are so strong in KVK 4. Do I think they'll remove sleepers in the future for KVK 4? Probably. But until it's not removed, people are going to keep doing it, which I totally respect. I'm not calling anyone out. We just watched Enormous's KVK, and Enormous had a sleeper account there. If it's in the game, you can't complain about it. That's my thing. So no point complaining about it if it's in the game. It's just we have to deal with it. Here's another sleeper account that they brought back. It's Rem. 119 million power, 15 billion KP. Very, very strong account as well. Probably 6 or 7 marches again. Look at that ID, very, very old. 39 million deads. Honestly, I didn't check the Fenrir deads, but it's probably pretty high as well. 22 million. And then I believe these are native accounts. We have Vito in the R4s. We have Pearl in the R4s. I'm not going to go through all the R4s, but look at the big accounts, because this is going to be a long video. And hey, I don't want to waste too much of the time, but looking at the other migrants they got, that's not all. You thought these were just the good accounts? No, they got more. OG RBT, SVIP account, we played against this account in 2 KVKs. Originally, he was the king of 3609, if that's where you recognize him from. I have a thumbnail with him in the picture as well. 295 million power, 5.8 billion KP, 1 Autark win, which is the last KVK, KVK 4, and 21, almost 22 million deads. Look at that, Emperor Leith, 188 ID, 151 million power, 1.7 billion KP, 1 Autark win. Is this person from 09 as well? I'm not 100% sure. 5.6 million deads. We have Bayander, 147 million power. I believe he just pushed 60 million for the Zenith skin. So that's an impressive push. 1.8 billion KP. 4 KVKs participated in, and 3.5 million deads. We have Rush Panda, 138 million power. And that account ID looks very old. This is probably another sleeper account. 12.4 billion KP. 100% another sleeper account. That is a crazy amount of KP. 37 million deads. We can see some of the commanders. Definitely an archer account. You got an Asher and Show. You got a QSH up there. You got a Gorgo up there. This is probably a garrison account for them. So that is currently 3 sleeper accounts with over 10 billion KP. And I believe they have 1 more. So that's insane. We have Bappa, 135 million power, 2.3 billion KP. 4 KVKs participated in. 10 million deads. We have Jax. This is the Archer Rally from 09. 3609's Archer Rally. 134 million power, 2.9 billion KP. 14.5 million deads. That's a lot of deads. We have Sultan Avrang, 127 million power, 3 billion KP. 5 KVKs participated in, and 10.7 million deads. We have Asia, 110 million power, 2.2 billion KP. And almost 6 million deads. And the list goes on and on. But these are just the 100 mils, 666 and dead also in there. And of course, I gotta highlight my boy Chu, probably one of their main garrisons. A very, very strong garrison. I believe he's probably getting close to full Iconic 5 March. But yeah, very, very strong kingdom. This will be interesting for sure. As you can see, they have 10.4 million power with 155 slots. We have more power than them, they have more KP per player. That's how the breakdown looks. Now, of course, there's other kingdoms in each camp. I'm not forgetting about you guys. I will be making videos closer to KVK or maybe after KVK starts on the other camps. It's just going to take a lot of time to click through every single camp. It's much easier just to go to the, once we enter KVK, I go to the rankings page and then I'll be able to click Alliance Power and then click through all the camps from here, all the kingdoms. So I'm not forgetting about you guys in the camps. We'll be checking you guys out for sure. In the next video, we'll be looking at Water and Earth camp. Earth camp is a little bit weird right now. They're in another alliance, so it's kind of hard for me to check them out. But we'll definitely be checking them out still. And for Water Camp, I actually don't know which kingdom to check out, because we did look at 99, and as you can see, they are not a true A seed compared to the other A seeds. Now, they still do have quite a bit of power, but their KP is obviously not as high. But there's a lot of B seeds, and I think 86 might be close to an A seed as well in Water Camp, so we'll definitely be checking them out. Regardless, I think this would be a huge KVK. Very, very fun. It would still be really good fights. Unfortunately, I don't think we'll be fighting Wind Camp until past 7, even if we do fight them at past 7, because we'll be fighting Water Camp, which I hope will be good fights. That's all I can hope for. So, hey, that's about it for this video. Stay tuned for more KVK videos, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace!